Good morning. Welcome back. So all eyes on Israel this morning as we await a possible military response after the Iranian attack on Saturday in Israel.
Yeah, joining us now for more is retired Air Force Brigadier General Blaine Holt and retired U.S. Army Colonel and author of Your Mission in God's Army, David Giammona. Good morning to both of you. So, Colonel, Israel has remained quiet on their next steps following these drone strikes. What do you expect to happen? Does Israel strike back?
Well, they're on their fifth defense meeting right now, and I believe Israel has no choice but to strike back. They will strike probably their infrastructure. There are other things that are going on in Israel right now. It's quiet, and that's the calm before the storm. So we expect there's going to be a lot of movement in the days to come, and the Sunni Shiite divide is happening right now. So we have Israel siding with Saudi Arabia and other Shiite countries against the Sunni countries. So it's shaping up along not only military lines, but religious lines as well.
Yeah, that's a very good point. General, on Saturday, all indications were after the Iranian attack that the president would address the nation. Here we are Tuesday morning, and all we've heard from Joe Biden is this. Take a listen.
An unprecedented military effort to defend Israel. Together with our partners, we defeated that attack. We're committed to a ceasefire that will bring the hostages home and preventing conflict from spreading beyond what it already has.
General, why hasn't a president who is running for re-election in 7 short months taken the opportunity to address the nation?
I can't understand still why that the remarks from the Resolute desk were not made that night, why that stood back. I understand the political ramifications. He doesn't have a very good story to tell. Just watching all those missiles fly through the air is a visual display of a failure of American foreign policy that goes back and finds its roots in Afghanistan. And by the way, the Taliban and Iran are getting closer by the hour. And so when we look at what response options Israel has, you have to wonder, that now has to be in the calculus, which you hear rhetoric out of this administration saying, well, if you go and do anything to Iran, we're not going to participate. Why would we say that publicly in front of our ally? If there is a saving grace here, my understanding is that Israel was ready to go on their response options, like immediately ready to go. And then some phone call between the presidents happened and Israel took a pause. But what that's done for Israel is created the ability to think this through, war game it. There will be a response, but it's probably going to be a lot more precise, well thought out, well orchestrated, but also in the light of the United States not standing by its ally in this next chapter.
And Colonel, you mentioned that you believe Israel will respond, and soon. What are their best options for targets? Where do you think they strike first?
Well, as I told my co-author Troy Anderson in our book, Your Mission in God's Army, they're going to strike the infrastructure. They have to take out the nuclear sites, and so I'm thinking that along with other scholars and theologians as well, that they're going to strike at things that will hurt Israel in the long run, especially the nuclear option. How exactly it will come out, Israel is always surprising. And I also think that America will support Israel in the long run with intelligence and other facts, as we have carrier strike groups in the Mediterranean. Joe Biden is stuck right now because he's trying to appease a lot of people, and in war, you can't do that. He understands that, but it's a very weak situation, which is causing, as the general said, and creating the chaos that we're in right now.
Yeah, and we heard over the weekend, particularly on Sunday morning, the media continued to say, General, that Israel should, quote, take the win. I don't even know what that means, but let's play it out. So what message does Israel send Iran and the rest of the world if they do not retaliate in some way, shape, or form, General, in about 20 seconds?
They're transmitting the story of weakness that we'll couple ourselves to in America and go on this strategy of weakness. Take the win. You don't win wars by playing defense. I'm glad we had an effective defense there with our ally, but now they're going to have to make sure that Iran lacks the military capability to get this thing done against Israel.
All right, General, Colonel, thank you both so much for joining us this morning. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Great to be with you.
Thank you so much.
Your mission in God's Army. Discovering and completing your faith-filled assignment before Christ's return. Your ultimate mission briefing. As the enemy wages war against the Lord's army and the world hurls toward the second coming of Christ, God has a unique kingdom deployment for each of us. Highlighting both the urgency and divine opportunity of these difficult days, retired U.S. Army Colonel David Giammona and Pulitzer Prize-nominated journalist Troy Anderson initiate you into God's Army, with sharp clarity and motivating biblical instruction. This hands-on manual prepares you to 1. Discern your divine destiny and mission. 2. Develop your hidden spiritual gifts. 3. Walk in supernatural power, protection and provision. 4. Glean wisdom from U.S. military intelligence tactics and strategies. 5. Employ powerful techniques and disciplines used by biblical heroes. 6. Find your place in the greater mission to help bring in the end times harvest. Rather than huddle in fear and uncertainty, you can live with boldness and security, walking by faith as a dynamic, purpose-filled, fully armored warrior of God. You are not just a bystander in these extraordinary times, you are a crucial and remarkable part of God's divine plan. Anderson says, while many think that the best thing to do in these tumultuous times is to hide, we propose it is time for the church to rise up and take its rightful place and purpose. Thank you for joining us on this transformative journey through your mission in God's Army. As you embark on your own spiritual expedition, may you find purpose, strength, and divine guidance. Chaplain Colonel David Giammona and Troy Anderson, prolific writers, comrades, and founders of Battle Ready Ministries, offer a multi-phased approach to equipping people for end times, and are available for interviews. Colonel David Giammona, retired U.S. Army chaplain, is an end-time expert, scholar, author, writer, and speaker. He retired from the Army in June 2018 after 32 years of military service in the Army. His last assignment was the Installation Management Command in San Antonio, Texas, where he was responsible for religious support on all 75 Army installations worldwide. He had oversight and administrative responsibilities for over 1,000 chaplains and others, along with several thousand volunteers. Find out more at www.davidjgiammona.com. Troy Anderson is a Pulitzer Prize-nominated investigative journalist, best-selling Faith Words Hachette, Chosen Books, and Salem Books author, Vice President of Battle Ready Ministries, founder and President of Inspire Literary Group, former executive editor of Charisma Magazine, reporter at the Los Angeles Daily News, and a frequent guest on many television and radio programs. Find out more at www.troyanderson.us. Press inquiries and interview requests are welcome to explore the profound message of this groundbreaking work. Contact us today and let the conversation begin.
Visit our website at www.battle-ready.org and sign up for our newsletter at www.battlereadyministries.org for more information.